Hey guys, what's up? Andy Partin here. Hope you're doing well. What I want to do with you guys today is kind of share some ideas and things to weigh out and consider when you're trying to schedule in all of the stuff you're trying to do during the season, whether that's the spring season, summer season, fall, whatever. Okay. Right now it's the summer, but I'm not sure when you're watching this video. So, there's a lot of stuff that you're trying to get in, if it's your weightlifting, if you're doing plyo balls, if you're, getting your BP in and getting your conditioning in, getting your throw, whatever. There's a lot of stuff, that you have to try to fit in, and schedules can get a little dicey. Sometimes you're only playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes you might be going 5, 6, 7 days in a row of playing and mixing in travel and things like that, where it can become difficult to try to schedule everything in such a short window of time. But the best way that I think to show you kind of my thought process is to show you like what I would do for my own kid. All right, he just turned 14 today. Today is July 24th. Again, I'm not sure what day you're watching this. You might be watching this months, years down the road. I don't know. But what I typically do is I can get a calendar out. I've got the ones you fold, and I'll map it out 7, 10 days out, something like that. And I'll know what days typically we have games. All right, so what I'll do is I'll show you, hopefully you can see this right here. This is not a calendar, obviously, but I just wrote out the days. Today is here. All right, this is Sunday. So today we played games. So yesterday we played games. Today we played 2 games. So we're back. We just traveled back. So I'm just making this video for you guys now. So here's my thought process on this. Now I know I will map it out. However you're going to map this out on a calendar, write it on a board or a piece of paper, whatever. Where are my next games? Okay. Well, we're here Sunday. Next weekend we've got off, okay? But then the following weekend, today is July 24th. We play again August 5th. So we've got a nice gap here where we can get some good work in and improve, okay? So, I know everybody gets wrapped up in like, I gotta play. If I don't play, I'm getting behind, which is, completely backwards. You get better, the game is the greatest teacher, but you have to work on your skills, your strength and your conditioning and things like that to improve. So that's a whole different video. That's not what I want to share today. But anyway, so we've got games down here, August 5 through 7. Now, I don't want you guys to shy away from the idea of I can't do anything on game days. Certainly you can lift on game days. I wouldn't necessarily lift the days maybe that you pitch or you have a chance to pitch. I would try to work around that, work with your coach, and try to figure out when that is. But don't be afraid. If you've got like skill work and things like that you need to do, you've got some things going on, offensively or defensively that you need to work on, certainly you can get that extra work in during on game day. Okay. All right. So like I said, we played yesterday. Here's today. With Sunday is today. We play today. So tomorrow, you know what we're going to do? We are off. All right? We're off. Now, like I said, my kid, 14, just turned 14 today. Now, he's a big guy, 6'2", almost 190. So he could probably withstand the work, but, physically, it was hot. And we've had a nice stretch here. Right before this, we had 3 days off, but then before that, we played 8 games in 4 days. All right, so you gotta kind of read your body a little bit, and I could tell, after that stretch, he was fatigued, man. He was tired, for a couple days there. So, but he did well here. But Monday, tomorrow, I just want to take it off, man. He pitched a little bit today, short relief, nothing stressful or anything like that, but. Try to give his arm, a day to kind of recoup, give his body, let him hydrate up, let him get some good food in him. Tomorrow, it's just a rest and recovery day, which is a great day. And I want you guys to understand, man, like recovery days are so important. When you guys you have to think, when you're on the field all day, for multiple days in a row, you're not eating enough, all right? And then your calorie intake is lower than normal, so you're probably losing weight. And then when you lose weight, you lose strength, okay? And you're also, if it's hot like it is right now, I'm sure it's hot where you're at, you're getting dehydrated. And then when you get dehydrated, you're more susceptible to injury, muscle sprains and strains and things like that. So, getting rest and recovery, getting a lot of sleep, things like that, is so important. So tomorrow we're going to do off. Now, again, we've got all these days here. What's this, 10 days or something? This is just beautiful. We can kind of get on a little bit of a routine, which is probably a little bit, abnormal, for the season, but we're towards the end of the season. All right, so here, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to the field. We're going to long toss, all right? And when we go to the field days, we're typically going to take some fungos, all right? So you have to figure out, like, do you have somewhere to long toss, all right? And, it doesn't have to be a baseball field, man. It can be a football field. It can just be just a big old open area, a parking lot. It doesn't matter, all right? Parking lot, when you start bouncing balls are going to get tore up. But anyway, so we're going to go out there a long toss, all right? And as you can see, clearly misspelled toss. Anyway, we're going to get out 200 feet is about where we like to get. We'll stretch it out, try to get, 10, 15, let him air it out around 200 feet. Then we'll bring it in, we'll start walking it in, probably upwards to like 90 feet and let him pull some balls down, maybe half of that, maybe 6 or 8, depending on how he feels. All right, and then we'll grab some fungos. Okay, now, certainly we're gonna hit, okay? So we're gonna take some BP, and I'll leave it up to him, depending on what time of day, depending on how he feels, if it's hot, whatever. We may hit on the field. We have access to a field. You may not have access to a field that you can safely take BP with L screens and things like that. So you may have to come inside. You may have to rent a cage. So I don't know. I'm just trying to give you, there's no right or wrong way to do any of this. I'm just trying to get your mind thinking on, like, how can I schedule this stuff out? All right, so we're gonna hit, it may be outside, maybe inside, it's nothing predetermined. It's all gonna be based on feel. All right, but now the most important thing is we are going to get our lower body lift, okay? We can get into kind of like lifting and things like that in another video, but it's gonna be lower half, all right? It's gonna be heavy, and we're gonna try to move some weights fast, all right? So that's pretty much that, and then abs and things like that are always on lift days. We do have a med ball kind of routine. I'm not talking plyo balls. We don't do the plyo balls yet, but we do a lot of med ball stuff. So that is typically on days that we throw bullpens and upper body, which is Wednesday. All right, so now we did our long toss, Tuesday. Now we're gonna come inside. We're gonna throw a bullpen. I do not like to throw bullpens outside. I do not catch. So we have targets that we throw into, and it's comfortable. It's nice. We can concentrate a little bit more inside. And I know that may sound like we're being soft, but hey man, when it's air conditioned in here, it's comfortable. We can do a lot of analyzing and talking, and any kind of adjustments we can make quickly without wiping sweat out of our face and worried about the sun beating on us, and we're miserable. So that's my thoughts on bullpens inside. All right, so we're going to throw bullpens in here. All right, and then we are going to get, most importantly, the upper body lift. Okay, so this is going to be a heavier day. All right, we're going to get heavy, and we're going to try to move heavy weights quickly. Again, we can go over kind of like what we do or what you should do, recommendations, things like that, as far as exercises and things like that. All right, and then we are going to do the med balls. All right, okay. Now, so we've got a lot of work in here. Oh, I totally forgot. Before we throw pins, man, we're definitely going to hit again. All right, so that will be, so we'll come in, we'll throw the pin first, then we'll take BP. You know, if there's something in particular that we're working on, you know, if we're using like the half bat, or we're trying to, you know, use angle BP or whatever we're doing, we'll get that in. We'll get a lot of swings, then we'll do the upper body lift and the med balls. Okay, now Thursday, guess what? That's a lot of work we just did. We're taking it off. What? No off days. Like, stop, okay? Again, I'm dealing with a 14-year-old. Now maybe if you're listening to this and you're 17, 18 years old, well, you know, maybe that's not what you want to do, okay? But again, we're coming off, you know, a lot of, you know, remember up here, we put a lot of baseball, we're recovering, short amount of time, we got games, day off, getting some work in, right? We're getting stronger in our arm strength, we're throwing a bullpen, we got some skill work, all right? We're doing a lot of lifting, heavy stuff. Hey man, let's rest. Let's rest and recover, right? Nobody gets bigger or stronger in the weight room, all right? You get bigger and stronger outside the weight room when you're sleeping and you're eating and you're growing, all right? All right, now, again, this is so good, so good. I'm so excited about this part because this is where we're gonna get better, okay? And I keep saying we because I'm the one with him. I'm the one driving around again, he's 14, so you know, don't get me wrong. You know, he's the one doing the work. I'm just telling him what to do. Again, rinse and repeat. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. All right, we're gonna long toss. Nothing different. Nothing different. Get out 200 feet. Air it out. Right. This is when the arm strength is getting built. Right. Start to bring it in. We'll pull some balls down. You know, and I think he likes that. So I think if you guys aren't doing that, you know, I learned that from a guy who played in the big leagues. You know, they would long toss after the game. So many of you guys want to long toss before the game. And that's probably not what you want to do. You're not trying to build arm strength before you pitch. All right, you're trying to get loose, you know, and go perform. You know, but if you need to long toss, do it after, okay, after the game. All right. So again, we're a long toss, man, and we're gonna grab some fungos, you know, so whatever you're doing, if you're an outfielder or you're a catcher or whatever, man, make sure you're getting that defensive skill work in, okay? You gotta be a complete player today. I mean, there's too many guys out there that can just hit, all right, and have no position. All right, you wanna have a position, all right? Okay, fungos, again, we're gonna hit. We may, you know, like for sure, at least one day, you know, it's going to be outside. I don't like to hit all the time. Certainly, you know, my kid doesn't want to hit all the time inside. As comfortable as it is, we can get a lot of drills and things like that in. But if you get out on the field, man, you get to see the ball carry. You get to see kind of like your work, you know, what's your work, all your practice stuff. You get to kind of see it on display, all right? You know, are you doing what you're working on? Okay, so that's hitting, and then certainly when we come inside, guys, we're right back at it. Lower body lift. Now, so I'm certified at West Side Barbell strength training, okay? So it's a special strength training, and it's just how the strongest people in the world train. All right, so from here you want to go approximately 72 hours. You can do another extreme lift. Now we're not going to do. We went heavy here. All right. Now we're going to cut that in half. All right. We're going to raise the volume, but it's about half the weight. All right. So we're trying to move things quickly. We're still trying to move heavyweight. You got to move a heavyweight fast. You can't. Nobody can lift a heavyweight slow. All right. But here we're going to cut the weight in half. Right. The intensity is not as much. All right. But we're trying to be explosive in what we're doing. Again, we could do another video on like what that is, but just to try to give you an idea. All right, so that's that. All right, look, we're coming back. We're gonna do a bullpen. We'll see how he feels. You know, like I don't know how many pitches he's gonna throw. I don't know. You know, he might throw 60. I doubt it, but he might throw 30. You know, just depending on how he feels. And if it's if things look great, we'll keep it short. Right? You know, so it's kind of like if in the weight room, you know, you break your record, man, stay that way. You you don't have to keep going. If you did whatever 200 pounds last week and then this week you did 205, well, that's great. Stay that way. Don't try for 210. All right, save it for the next week. So again, if things are going well, will depend on. This is all by feel. It'll depend on how much we do. So the bullpen, 100%. We'll do the bullpen. All right, guys, we're going to hit again. It's just a little bit repetitive with this long of a gap, because we can get on a routine. Then we're going to do the upper body, right? Then we're going to do the med ball stuff. But now the upper body, like the lower body here, we were going hard upper body. Now we'll drop the intensity down. We'll drop the weight down. We'll increase the volume. How much we're going to do, but it's going to be lighter weight. It's a lot more. It's a lot faster. So it's easier to recover from, certainly. All right. Guess what? Off. You guys see this? Off. Long toss, pin. Off. Long toss, pin. Off. Guess what? What do you think we're going to do now? We're going to do the same thing here. I'm not going to keep writing this stuff out, guys. But that's what it's going to look like. Now, so if we do the long toss and then we do the pin, with the lower body lift, upper body lift, now we're left with 2 days. Now this is going to be a travel day, all right? Now we got a nice stretch of games. Again, you guys can lift and do things on on game days or on travel days, whatever. We're going to choose not to for this. This is our last tournament, this summer. So we're going to elect not to do any lifting or anything like that. So here, the only thing we're going to do is we're going to hit a lot. All right, we're going to hit a lot. We may play catch if he wants to. We're not going to do any lifting. We're not going to do any med ball stuff, but we are going to hit, and it'll be as situational, BP as we can get, kind of coming in to the week. Here it's a lot of reps, a lot of swing stuff. We'll probably we'll do some situational stuff in BP, but here we'll dial it in, and kind of get more game-like in BP, get it sharpened up, ready to go. And look, guys, then we're playing. All right, so look, again, there's no right or wrong way to do any of this stuff. All right, I'm not saying what this plan looks like is the right way, but I just want to get you guys thinking, and let you hear kind of my thought process on, how we do it, and what we're doing, and the thought process behind that. So look, guys, you got time to do this. It just takes a little bit of thought, a little bit of planning, and you can get all that work in. So good luck to you guys. See you next video.